Hello students, today in our class this is going to be the episode 2 of the lesson electrostatics. Today we are going to deal with the two chapters. One is Coulomb's law and another one is 1 Coulomb. And also we are going to see some important factors about this topic electrostatics. Again, I want to teach you that electrostatics is a branch of physics which deals with the charges at rest. Now, let me explain the fundamental forces of the nature. Students, behind every process occurring in nature, there is the other force acting. Remember, the forces are divided into 4 parts based on their nature, and they are gravitational force, electromagnetic force, nuclear force and weak nuclear force. Do you know gravitational force is the weakest force and the nuclear force is the strongest force of the nature? Now I can understand what you think. There is a question in your mind about the electric charges. Is it so? Charge is a scalar physical quantity which is associated with the matter, due to which it produces and experiences the electrical and magnetic effects, which I explained you in the last episode. The excess or deficiency of electrons in a body gives the concept of charge. A negatively charged body has excess of electrons, while a positive charged body has lost some of its electrons. Now let's move to the main chapter, Coulomb's law. Let's find what it states us today. If this Q1 and Q2 are the charges and R is the distance between this Q1 Q2 charges and F is the force acting between this Q1 and Q2 charges, let's take it as the distance. Students, remember here the force and the charges are directly proportional to each other. This is directly proportional to each other, and the distance R, which is inversely proportional to the same force. So we need a constant to equate the both sides, and we here use K as a constant. I think you can see the equation well. F is directly proportional to Q1 Q2 divided by R square, because already this distance R is inversely proportional to the force, and we equate the equation using a constant K. So F is equal to K Q1 Q2 divided by R square. We use K as a constant here, which depends on a system of units and also on medium between the two charges. Here Q1 and Q2 are the charges. So if you put the value of K here, that means K is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. This is called epsilon. Okay. The equation for F shows that F is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q1 q2 divided by r square. For vector notation we use r cap here. Using all these terms we can define the, or you can state the Coulomb's law as, and it states that force between two electric charges are the electrostatic force of interaction, attraction or repulsion between two point electric charges is directly proportional to the product of the charges q1 q2, and it is also inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them and acts along the line joining the two charges. Strictly speaking, Coulomb's law applies to stationary point charges. We are going to see what do you mean by this stationary point charges in our next slides. As we know, K is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught, which using the terms we can put it as 9 into 10 to the power 9 Newton meter square per Coulomb square. We take here K is equal to 1 in electrostatic unit, that means ESU. We know epsilon naught is equal to 8.85 into 10 to the power minus 12 c square per mn square. Here the epsilon naught is termed as permittivity of free space or vacuum. Now what do you mean by permittivity? Let me explain you in detail. Permittivity is the measure of ability of the medium surrounding electric charges to allow electric lines of force to pass through it. It determines the force between the charges. Already in Coulomb's law we take Q1 and Q2 as the charges. Let's move to the next topic. The relative permittivity. Epsilon R is called the relative permittivity. Now we are going to see what do you mean by 1 Coulomb. Already we know the Coulomb force F is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 into Q1 Q2 divided by R square. If you take the values of Q1 which is equal to Q2 is equal to 1 Coulomb, that means the volume, the value of the two charges are 1 Coulomb and the distance between these two charges is 1 meter, then the equation will be termed as F is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught, which is equal to 9 into 10 to the power 9. Already we know the value of epsilon naught and it is 8.85 into 10 to the power minus 12 c square divided by nm square. Using all these terms we can define the term 1 Coulomb. Now it is defined as that charge which when placed at a distance of 1 meter in air or vacuum from an equal and similar charge repel it with a force of 9 into 10 to the power 9 Newton, because we split the charges in between the 1 meter distance. The charge of one electron is 1.6019 into 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb. So 1 coulomb is equivalent to a charge of 6.243 into 10 to the power 18 electrons. And finally, let's see some importance of electrostatics. The electrostatic force is a medium dependent force. It depends upon a medium. Second point, the electrostatic force is an action-reaction pair. That is, the force exerted by one charge on the other is equal and opposite to the force exerted by the other on the first. That's what we define using the Coulomb's law. Third point, the force is conservative. What do you mean by this conservative? Work done in moving a point charge around a closed path under the action of Coulomb's force is 0. Fourth one, Coulomb's law is applicable to point charges only. Fifth point, this law is valid for stationary charges and it cannot be applied for moving charges. The law expresses the force between 2 point charges which are at rest. Thank you students. See you in the next class.